All right, Mark. Competing in Montreal, let's be honest for 1 second, you're pretty much living out here, partially to TriStar dorms, training at TriStar. Do you feel now it's like a home away from home, or would you rather fight somewhere else like in Las Vegas?
No, I'd absolutely, if I could choose between Toronto, Montreal, and anywhere else, I would want to have all my fights here, especially training here at TriStar and then competing in Montreal on a card like this with everyone training and getting ready for this card. I couldn't choose a better way of doing it.
When the fight was first announced with Rafael dos Anjos and yourself, I told everyone, listen, this is the lightweight contender fight. Pay attention to this fight because the winner of this one here is going to probably skyrocket up the rankings. You look at an opponent like that. You look at the matchup on paper as a third party. What do you see happening in this fight on Saturday night?
It's a tough fight. Yeah, the outcome for either of us is going to be pivotal for our future in the weight class. So in my mind, this is my biggest fight to date. And with that being said, I've put all my energy and all my focus into it pretty much for the last 8 weeks or so. It's very tough, you know. I'm not afraid of the ground. I think his ground game is a little bit overrated. I think his biggest improvement has been in the striking. I think the wrestling will be a determining factor, and I think it's just going to come down to who wants it a little bit more in this one. But it's going to be fun. Looking forward to it.
You know, many of us always say we don't want to see Mark Bocek go 15 minutes, but sometimes it becomes a reality at 155 pounds. With that being said, though, if there's a perfect fight, and I don't mean fight of the night, a knockout over a guy whose skill set, people are complimenting his striking, or a submission for a guy that you think is, you know what, no, I could tap this guy out. Let's do it this way.
For me, I'd love to get a knockout, just because I haven't got one yet. You know, I'd love to get a knockout of the night. I think striking is his strongest element right now. I think, but you know, a guy like that, he's still a tall order for anybody. So I'll take a win any way I can get. I'd love to end it in the first round, but I'm ready for 15.
George St. Pierre, main event. Carlos Condit. You got the shirt on right now. Everyone's talking about UFC 124, the main event. Is George under too much pressure? Can he deal with this coming off 18 months, or almost 19 months? People are saying he has to finish the fight. You and I talked about it. I don't think he needs to finish anything. He's got to win 3 rounds to 2. But how do you see this? What's going on with George's mind right now?
Well, yeah, like you said, there is a lot of pressure on this fight. It is a big pressure fight. You know, Anderson's coming into town. You can see what they're trying to do with this. I mean, it's really big. George has been competing a long time. October was particularly an incredible month at TriStar with all the talent coming in. It's the most talent I've ever seen in one room. George is in shape. George is ready to go. He's always been mentally strong. I think you know, I think he's good at blocking all this stuff out and kind of looking at this like another training session where you can go 100%. Once the fight starts, it's like autopilot and the training takes over. I know it's been a while, but we've seen the ring rust affect some people. It doesn't affect everybody. Condit's a very tough opponent. One of the tougher opponents in the weight class. He doesn't possess the best wrestling, like say Hendricks or whatever, but he's the type of guy, if you take him down, he doesn't stop moving. So he has the chance of making this fight more chaotic than others. But I think George is ready for it, and I think George has more tools, and we'll get it done.
And you were tweeting at Mark Bocek every time John Danaher was there rolling with you guys. So the real question is, forget about John Danaher's jiu-jitsu. Forget about you know, Peter Sisimfu's Muay Thai. You have those two guys, for those that don't know, they're both interesting characters. You have those two guys at TriStar. How did you guys deal with those two characters?
Peter's just on another level, as many people know. It was a treat having John in there, especially this last week. He was in there every day. I've been around a lot of coaches, and as far as maybe articulating BJJ to MMA from what he knows to another person, probably one of the best, or if not the best I've seen. Very intelligent guy and very good instructor who understands all the body mechanics of jiu-jitsu. You know, he can take something that you've done many years and make you understand why you're actually doing it. Great guy, great instructor.
Thank you very much for your time.
Thank you very much.
There you have it, Mark Bocek taking on Rafael dos Anjos this Saturday at the Bell Center, UFC 154, St. Pierre versus Condit.